Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to discuss corporate policy and disclosure. This is your professional examination for CS. The subject is governance, risk management, compliance and ethics. So understanding the fact what are corporate policies is basically corporate policy is a formal declaration of the guiding principle by which an organization will function. Right. And it usually developed by its board of directors or a senior management policy committee. These policies are essentials for a component of every organization and address the important issue. Utilizing policies during decision making ensures that the management is consistent in its decision. Now, these policies must be effectively communicated amongst the stakeholders. The company should provide easy access to the policies and also publicly disclose. These policies serve as an important form of internal control and helps in building a learning culture. So this will be the series of the video. I'll be creating a playlist. You can just follow up with the videos. In this video, we'll be talking only about policies, and the next video I'll create for disclosures around it. So the first series is for policies. So far, let's just understand what are the important highlights for policies specifically. As this is for this will be quick revisionary video, so I will be going fast. I hope that you are already through your syllabus to ensure that we are on the same page. So the importance of corporate policy is here as under. It helps in running the business smooth. It helps us to achieve the organizational goal, provide a platform for making decision. It promotes the delegation of power for making the decision, how we can go ahead and delegate the power from one employee to the another. Gives direction in all management pursues their targets and provides steadiness to the action of members. Avoids subordinates to rethink on day-to-day challenges and therefore prevent repetitive analysis of a problem. It helps in analysis of a performance by serving as a standard. It boosts economic commitment and loyalty for the business, helps in dealing with the issue for optimum utilization of the limited resources, and also in regards to maintaining a good public image. Moving on, there can be multiple policies formulated. So first of all, we will look for Companies Act 2013, and the first one that we have is Corporate Social Responsibility. That is Section 135 of Companies Act 2013. Now, every company to have a CSR committee. On this, every company who is supposed to have a CSR committee to recommend. Every company to have a CSR committee, the CSR committee to recommend a CSR policy and shall be considered by the organization and shall also be approved by the board of directors. Now, such policy has to be placed on the company's website, and the company shall also disclose the contents of the such policy. Basically, they are required to put a request at what this policy constitute of, and they are ensure that all the recommendation under this policy shall be taken up by the company. Now, a policy shall also include the following: a list of the projects which company plans to undertake, to specify the modalities of the execution, or programs and implement schedule for the same. Company needs to ensure the programs are being well monitored, who will be monitoring it and how it will be monitored, and a clause specifying that any kind of profit arising out of CSR shall not form a part of profit for the business income for the company. Moving on, the policies under Companies Act 2013 is the risk management. Now we need to create a policy and a statement for the development and implementation of risk management policy for the company. The statement shall include identification for elements of risk to the company in the opinion of board, and they may be threatened to an existence of the company should be included in this report. So basically, if there is any possible threats as per the opinion of board of directors, and there is a regulation of development and implementation for the risk management policy, on which we also have for vigil mechanism. Now it provides the adequate safeguard for the victimization of the person, should not be threatened and should be kept safe, and also allows a direct access to the chairperson of the audit committee in appropriate or exceptional cases, and the company is required to disclose such existence of such policy over its company's website. Moving on is Nomination and Remuneration Committee, the NRC. They formulate the criteria for determining the qualifications, positive attributes, independence of directors, and recommendation is provided for the policy to the board. And this recommendation includes the qualification, portrait attributes, and independence to director, KMP, and other employees. Now, what all it should ensure, the level and composition of the remuneration is reasonable to ensure to attract, retain, and motivate the director of the quality required to run the company. Relation of remuneration to the performance. So basically, performance are met, and it is clear and cut and appropriately described in the policy. For the performance benchmarks are set. So basically, even they get scored on certain parameters. Remuneration to director, KMP, and senior management involves a balance between a fixed and incentive reflecting on a short and long-term performance objective appropriate to the working of the company and its goals. Moving around, first a policy by SEBI LODR Regulation 2015 is only specifically for listed entities. So only for listed companies specifically. So first is risk policy, reviewed and guided by board of directors. Archival policies. So they need to identify the documents which need to be preserved under regulation specified by the security laws. Policy for determining material subsidiary. So material subsidiary के लिए I'll just give you a heads up. So if a income or net worth of a subsidy is more than 20% of income or net worth of listed companies and its subsidiaries, then such is known as a material subsidiary, and you can check it by immediately preceding the accounting year. Moving on, for policy on materiality of related party transactions. So related party transaction taken individually or together, if the transaction during a financial year exceeds more than 10% of annual consolidated turnover. So basically, turnover, say you have to compare, considers more than annual consolidated more than 10% of the transaction considered to be material, and that has to be checked as per last audited financial statement. And the company needs to create and formulate a policy around it, and also create a policy for dealing with such related party transactions. Moving on, policy for the preservation of documents. So first will be for permanent nature, and there'll be other document that will be you can reserve for 8 years, and that you can preserve such documents in electronic mode. So for the same for the archival policy. Moving on, whistleblower policy is same as a visual mechanism that we have studied in the previous slide. A director or a chairperson shall have direct access to the chairperson of the audit committee in appropriate or exceptional cases. Policy related to remuneration of directors, KMP, and other employees. Policy on board diversity is basically a combination of a diversified board with different experience and qualification to ensure the company business is being run smoothly. Dividend distribution policy is over here. It's for regulation 43A. I would like to just quickly take you through. So in this, top 500 listed companies basis on the market cap to formulate dividend distribution policy, and market cap will be calculated every 31st March of the financial year, and they are required to disclose this in the company's annual report and share on the company's website. Now, policy for determining the materiality of events. Now, this what you need to understand. It has to be approved by a board, as in the policy, and placed on the website. Now, what kind of events are considered to be material? So, first is that can result in discontinuity or alteration of an event or information which is already available to the public. So, any information or event that get missed by any chance and that results in discontinuity, which is what happening in the market, that can be result to the product ingredients, product information, or service, or be it management, that causes a discontinuation and alteration of the event or information which is already available to the public. For the second point is basically that can cause market reaction, basically the behavior of the market towards the company. And if that event or information came to a light at a later date, so even if you present it today or later, both of the way the market will react to it, because of omission of such information can lead to it can be positive or negative. Now, apart from these two, the third point says any other information, any other omission of an event or information mentioned over here, that can be treated as material if it's in the opinion for the board. Now, with this, I would also like you to know, apart from this, there are policies under various laws, and there are certain policies that can be taken up voluntary. The first one is the insider trading policy, where the formulation of the insider trading policy shall be as per the SEBI Prohibition Insider Trading Regulation 2015. And the next one is policy for the prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. Now, again, these policy wish to be formulated as per the Act according to what has been stated per the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention and Prohibition and Redressal Regulation 2030. So that will be all for the policy that company is required to create. And thank you for your time today. I will go ahead and create the next series for disclosures. I recommend to watch these series during the time of your examination, that when you want to quickly go through to your syllabus in a very less amount of time. I'll try to make sure that prior to the examination, I'm able to take care of few subjects where we can go ahead and discuss it completely. Thank you so much for your time. Yourself have a good one. Bye bye.